Hello everybody, what's up? RezenatorZen here. What can only be described as a UN PR debacle, and a debacle and injustice to the Iranian people. Mr. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, who's the stupidest motherfucker on the planet, just keeps on rolling with the bad things to say at an anti-racism rally. He speaks ill of Israel and says it's a racist nation. That's neither here nor there. I don't think there's any proof to any of what he says, but he's the kind of person who says that the Holocaust never happened. Big fucking no-no. Yeah. A lot of people walked out during his speech. Dozens of people left. Dozens of delegates left. Just fucking left. People who stayed there applauded Ahmadinejad's continued address. France said that it was a bunch of hate speech, and the US called it vile. Some countries were, you know what? We're not coming back. Fuck you. You have Iran here? Fuck you. The walkout of these delegates is a PR disaster, as I said, for the United Nations, simply for the fact that this is supposed to be what the UN does best, making a united front to combat injustice in the world, which you can't really have when people are saying inflammatory statements like Israel is racist. The walkout, which consisted of 30 countries, happened within minutes of the start of Ahmadinejad's speech. Many representatives of the different countries plan to come back, but the Czech delegation announced they would just not come back. One of the two protesters actually threw a red nose at Ahmadinejad and yelled, and both people yelled, "Racist, racist," as Ahmadinejad stood at the podium. Ahmadinejad, the only major leader to attend the conference, said Jewish migrants from Europe and the United States have been sent to the Middle East after World War II in order to establish a racist government in the occupied Palestine. It was just a way to get all the people in for once they what they wanted. I mean, they nearly got wiped off the face of the earth. Maybe they want to come together. He continued through an interpreter, and in fact, in compensation for the dire consequences of racism in Europe, they helped to bring to power the most cruel and repressive racist regime in Palestine. End quote. French ambassador Jean-Baptiste Maté said as soon as he started to address the question of Jewish people in Israel, they basically had no reason to fucking stay and they just left. Which I understand. The Associated Press, that's what they said. The British ambassador Peter Gooderham, also among those who left, said such inflammatory rhetoric has no place whatsoever in the United Nations conference addressing the whole issue of racism and how to address it. Speaking to the BBC Radio 4's PM program, he said of the Iranian leader's accusation of Israeli racism, "That is a charge we unreservedly condemn, and so we had no hesitation at that point in leaving the conference hall." Israel's just done some stupid shit in the recent past, like bombing the fuck out of Palestine, economic sanctions. Besides the point. U.S., Israel, Canada, Australia, Germany. Germany has a long history past of getting rid of the Jewish people with Hitler. That's not who they are now. Obviously, Italy, the Netherlands, Poland, and New Zealand are all people that have boycotted the conference being held in Geneva, and it's a protest because of Mr. Ahmadinejad's appearance there. Which I would be a little bit pissed off too if a guy who said the Holocaust never happened is there at an anti-racism. His comments were described as an absolute disgrace by the Israeli President Shimon Peres, who was attending a Holocaust Remembrance Day event in Jerusalem. Israel, as a good move, recalled its ambassador to Switzerland. Ahmadinejad's told the press conference after his speech that the countries boycotting the forum were showing arrogance and selfishness. Like what you said. U.S. Deputy Ambassador to the UN, Alejandro Wolf, said the speech was inaccurate as well as showing disregard for the UN and is a grave injustice to the Iranian nation and the Iranian people. Of course, you don't have to say that. I'm pretty sure not everybody in Iran is like, hey, kill all the Jews, kill all the Jews. Just like Bush, who didn't speak for every fucking American. He doesn't speak for every Iranian. But there's that portion of Iranians that do believe what this guy says. Speaking of the UN headquarters in New York, Mr. Wolf said that we call on the Iranian leadership to show much measured, moderate, honest, and constructive rhetoric when dealing with issues in the region, and not this type of vile, hateful, insightful speech. French Foreign Minister Bernard Kouchner had warned that French delegates would walk out if the forum was used as a platform to attack Israel. Speaking after the walkout, he said the defense of human rights and the fight against all types of racism are too important for the United Nations not to unite against all forms of hate speech, against all perversion of this message. Faced with attitudes like that, which the Iranian president has just adopted, no compromise is possible. The Secretary General of the UN, Ban Ki-moon, has expressed dismay at the boycotts in the speech, saying Instructor Ahmadinejad had used his speech to accuse, divide, and even incite. So I thought I'd read the article verbatim, or as verbatim as I can do. I'll put a link in the description, so you can go read the article, go watch the video that they have, go listen to the audio clip they have. Tell me what you think of Mr. Ahmadinejad's statements, what you feel. I've made my position on Israel very clear. I think that they should be wiped off the face of the earth, but get your shit together. But whatever. Peace, love, harmony, and you guys later.